While that loads, wonderfully so. Excellent, now that I'm on. I have this necessary need to be able to see my chat, so I need to... Glad folks were enjoying my little parody on the One Piece. I know I put out a little short about that. My simple animations, my basics. Are you going to show me going live? No? I'm going to hunt down myself. But yeah, I did my little parody on the Netflix's One Piece. And I did watch a couple seasons when I was younger of One Piece. What has Netflix done? Actually, all I have to do is like... Wait. Oh, that's funny. It's showing my little liveness right there. Oh, wow. Wow. That's just tragic. Hold on, let me think here. Yeah, shuffle and loop that. Thank you. Like, really? Okay. Well, maybe I can, nah, screw it. Well, here's the thing, actually. Oh, that's what I was doing wrong. Okay. 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 Helps when I'm signed in. My God, what's wrong with me? Okay, so I want to check out some trending stuff. It took a little while to get me, going. Oh, by the way, I did see Oppenheimer today. Not Barbie yet, though. I would recommend it. 100%. Forgive my terrible spelling. It's just 5 days ago. Um, okay. Just putting that out there. Oh god, it did it again, didn't it? Oh, no, wait, never mind. That's just because some of my videos are horizontal. I don't know about Jason. Well, what about like some YouTube, like... I do like seeing where my fellow YouTubers are at and/or... That's of old time, but I'm not looking for old time. Someone did an iceberg. Could you imagine the amount of time one needs to like put in? Like you need no life to do these things. I just could not. I mean, this 100% just could not. Something would have to change for me to like be able to put in like all my time for like, God, that's like all that is just, ooh, sounds exhausting. That was 6 months ago. Or something like recent. Okay. PKA's biggest controversy that happened 1 day ago. I know I did not check out Ben Shapiro destroying Barbie, but yeah, I heard it. Barbecued Barbie. That would technically count as a BB, right? B and B. I mean, I still need to see the movie, but I mean, the movie is, how do I say it? It's meant for a different audience. Yeah, so the audience for Barbie is really like 70% female. So, yeah, that's that. It's gonna be interesting seeing the ginormous drop that Barbie's gonna have during its second week. I know that's a big thing with Mel Gibson exposing. I know all that stuff is good, but I haven't heard like any more gold on that kind of stuff. Shit. Crap. Crap. if there's been anything new, has there? I know I saw a past video that was going around, like him during like the mid-90s or whatever, talking about Hollywood. Dark Hollywood as it would be. I know The Rock came out coming after Mel Gibson. That's kind of interesting. Was he going to do what he did to Mick Foley and just take a steel chair on, was that a Judgment Day pay-per-view? A last man standing match, literally physically hits Mick Foley over and over again with the chair, actually nailing shots on him, at him, concussing him in front of his family. Is he going to do that to Mel Gibson? Is that what's going to happen? Yeah, see, that's old. And that's old. These guys are all going for that. Okay, I'm not going to go on that then. I do want to see the Barbie for a second. I do want to see
Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which.
Okay, so even though I haven't seen Barbie, obviously I just saw Oppenheimer. I had to mentally prepare for that movie. And I can, with 100% accuracy, say that the movie was definitely compelling.
One of these is the best
It
block.
made you think. And it definitely is, you know, one of those Christopher Nolan intelligent movies where you have to come in, you really have to pay attention. I mentally and physically trained for the movie. Hardcore, mentally, physically trained for the movie, man. I tell you, I didn't drink really any water last night. I mean, that's a 3-hour movie, so mentally, physically, I didn't drink anything this morning before I watched it. I didn't even eat anything. I was like, this is a 3-hour movie, not including the previews. So I was like, I was going to do this, and I did it without a restroom break.
Buster
Oppenheimer all the way.
And which one is maybe the worst?
I bet he loved that movie.
By the way, Oppenheimer does have a better rating. Actually, on Metacritic too. I want to see him. I want to see him melt the Barbie, because I heard about this. I want to see him melt the Barbie. He's not melting the Barbie. Did he actually melt the Barbie? I'm pretty sure he. What the hell?
Right, Ken?
For those of you who
It's
can't
like
wait that
it's like what would you expect from?
long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
You missed Barbie. You had to recalculate. Someone had to pick the Barbie up again and then re-throw it in the trash. Come on, Shapiro. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Again, it's just a plastic doll. By the way, I mean, I was looking up the creator of Barbie, the gal that created the doll, and yeah, she had some legal issues with tax fraud down the line. So, randomly speaking, of course. How's it going, mister? So you got updates, huh? I hope it's not as charring as Ben Shapiro melting a Barbie. That's what I wanted to see, though. I heard he melted the Barbie. I wanted to see that. Because restraining orders work, don't they? That's one of the things where you just really hope that the restraining order works. How about that?
So the things I do for my audience, my producers.
By the way, mister, what else has been up with you?
The movie, and I have thoughts. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
Also, I'm gonna have to ask you: Oppenheimer or Barbie? Recovering from a headache? It's not even like showing the chat on the thing. That's tragic. Oh man, what a pain in my arse. You haven't watched either? Well, I did watch Oppenheimer earlier today. I had to do some real mental and physical training before I watched it, though. I really did. I just love researching myself. It's so wonderful. Which one do you think you'd like more, Oppenheimer or Barbie? That's what I get for not muting that really quick. Let's see, new court documents detailed abuse allegations against YouTube prankster DtmXploaded. I mean, just look at him. Just look at him in his chubby face. What were some good examples of his cringeness? Now that I've seen this beautiful thing. Because I don't know if you see my shorts or not, but a cringe moment. Okay. That's a short?
That shit was so retarded, I'm about to respond in another language. What the shit?
Okay. Interesting.
Look at this, my last video got 500,000 views in like 24 hours. That's pretty lit. All thanks to Adderall.
Adderall? Oh my god, what the hell? Know the symptoms of a crackhead. Ah, boy. Is he making fun of himself there?
Unfortunately, it was demonetized regardless, so I didn't make anything off those views.
Oh, really? Oh.
What? I'm glad to announce.
That's why I try to, on all my videos, I use YouTube's lineup of music.
How do I say this? Went back to the local pharmacy, gave her a little slip that said, give me the everything you got, and I'm ready to make another video.
I'm not sure his humor and my humor is the same, but I don't know. It could be debatable. Alright, onward with the article. Delphine. I can't recall Delphine. I know Delphine was familiar. Oh, wait. Okay, his humor just, I don't know. Look at this. I don't know. My drug humor is different. Song. It's so hard to remember, like, a lot of these people. Okay, alright. Look at that. Just look at that. My god. Because I know I've probably seen at least, you know, one documentary on her, but I forgot everything because I go through so much information, like, goes in and out. I'm picky with my gals. That's just not for me. Who's Montagna? Tagna, is it right? Hmm. Welcome to the life of of being famous. That's one thing I can say about that. What the hell are inward passes? I mean, yeah.
Well, folks, I just got back from the theaters seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which.
Just burn them already,
But
Shapiro.
aside
Just burn
all the
them.
Beautiful costumes, which is there for the ladies, and all of the.
I think this
production
water's like
design and the
stale.
Barbie universe and all of that.
I think it's been here for
Every
a
joke
couple
that happens
days.
in this film happens basically within the first 45 seconds. Of the
Actually, I
film.
may have left this
So, for
water
example,
here for a
Barbie
week.
turns on the water and there's no water. Ooh, because you know, like in Barbie house, there's no actual water. Do you get it? And then she drinks, but there's no actual
No
liquid
more carbon.
in the actual cup. Oh my God! Because she's a Barbie doll. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's all the jokes. There are no more jokes for the rest of the film. The movie's a shit show. Okay, so conceptually, the movie is a shit show. I want to ask this: who's the intended audience for the film? Who's the intended audience for this film? So I'll tell you who the intended audience for this film is, and I can tell two ways. One, the previews on the film, and two, the people in the audience. So, the intended audience for this film is moms and their 8-year-old daughters. That's the intended audience for the film. I know because the previews for the film were all kids' movies. I'm talking like G or PG rated kids' films. We're talking like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Trolls 4 or whatever it is. Those were all the previews, right? All the previews are actually directed at what the audience is supposed to be for this film. And if you look in the audience, it's a bunch of moms, like youngish moms, middle-aged moms, with their like 6, 7, 8-year-old girls. That's the entire crew. This movie is not made for any of those people. In fact, this movie is made for no one. This movie is going to make a bunch of money week one because the marketing effort has been extraordinary. I mean, whoever's the marketing team over at Warner Brothers is doing an amazing job. Week one, this thing is going to clean up at the domestic box office. My prediction is going to just absolutely fall off a cliff after that. The repeat business on this movie is going to be non-existent because it was written by two people who are so smug and self-satisfied, and Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, that they have no audience. I mean, like, who thought it's a great idea? Let's bring on the people who wrote Lady Bird and Marriage Story to make a movie about a plastic doll that is generally played with by 5 to 9-year-old young girls. So the basic idea of the film, they really have no basic idea of the film. They don't know whether they hate Barbie or that we're supposed to kind of like Barbie. It seems they kind of despise Barbie as a fascist emblem, as we'll get to. The basic sort of premise of the film, politically speaking, is that men and women are on two sides of the divide and they hate each other.
I probably really shouldn't. I mean, I haven't even watched the movie yet.
And literally the only way you can have a happy world is if the women ignore the men and the men ignore the women. That seems to be the final outcome of this film. I was trying to separate this into problems with plot and problems with character and problems with the politics of the film, but they're all intertwined because the thing is just a mess. It doesn't make any sense. Plot-wise, it makes no sense. Character-wise, it makes no sense. So let's just go through it from the beginning. There's going to be lots of spoilers, but believe you me, I'm about to save you so much time. Because this movie is 2 hours. It feels like it is longer than Barbarian Rings.
Oh crap, what was his damn last name?
Every scene is at least 2 minutes too long. Every single scene, every beat is 2 minutes.
I always refer to him as Hasanobi. I'm gonna check him out real quick. Also, Pretzel Rocks. Go on to something else. Okay. Oh, really? There's really nothing really on him right now? Oh, wait, not him. Oh, God. Oh, wait. I wonder how much of his content is, like, censored on YouTube these days. Calls these things epic. Give me some synthwave. Wow, nothing's really coming up on him. Oh my god. Shit, what was his last name? Crap, I can't remember his last name. I just always call him Hasanobody. Oh, I mean, he used to be on Twitch. Oh yeah, Hasanabi. Okay. God damn. Can you believe 128 million viewers or people would subscribe to him? Jesus. Wait, which one was that? What's with the literally at Sneeko thing? What is literally driving? Okay, that, if the person is driving and has to say that, you have to wonder what the... So, okay, well. Oh, okay. Wait. Was he a big fan of American Psycho, huh? I mean, who wouldn't be a big fan of American Psycho? I mean, come on. Got 2 subscriptions, too. Can't wait for you to get it. In the meantime, here's the pic of me and my favorite top. Okay. Damn, he's getting all of the YouTube content creator chicks, isn't he? It's like, what's going on with these? Let's see. Let's check that third one. Oh yeah, his thread's pretty crazy. What was the third one? This is just showing his craziness right here. Breaking news to mod science for Ferrari. He's got a very interesting personality, doesn't he?
I've been dared to toss a knife at my phone. I have no choice.
I must do it. Let's go!
Okay. This, man, So what's with Steven, Azarch? And also, I just want to see what his personality type is. ENTP? Oh, really? ENTPs are some of the most toxic people out there. Sounds like something that would be on Super Smash Bros. Like Kirby's Dream Land or something. I don't know about Steven Crowder. Oh, I really need to beef up my Twitter. I've been trying to post more on my Twitter. I have. Fortunately, I had to make a new Twitter account for some terrible reasons. It was tragic. Got nothing else to scroll on to. Oh, you mean that was the article right there. That's all it got. Oh, it would want me to log in. I don't have it. I'm not logged on. Why? What am I missing, mister? Is Trump still the goat? The fudge. This dude is so insane. Okay, it's good to know that he's still around, though. I'll be definitely happy to make some parodies off of him. Okay, other than that, it's like... It's like do 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 do.
Well, folks, I just got back.
It's like, no, it won't scroll down for it. It's like there's some type of delay on the YouTube thingy. I don't know. It's top chat. How about live chat? There we go. I mean, I'm able to check out the article, but that was what you. Yeah, I won't show the full thread. Up, down, left, right. I'm not exactly logged on, so Twitter's very stingy like that. But it's kind of weird that I wouldn't have to be logged in to be able to check out all this guy's other stuff, though. So, but yeah.
Was telling me that even Jamie Foxx himself exposed Oprah Winfrey. So I'm like, what?
Are you logged in, mister? Are you logged into it?
That Oprah Winfrey said some of the things she said in that last video, because I didn't never look at that woman like that. I just looked at her as a successful woman, and she's a billionaire. But then when I watched that video, I'm like, I did not know Oprah said any of this stuff. Now it comes to this video where y'all sent me that's saying that Jamie Foxx speaks on Oprah luring him to Quincy Jones' gay ritual.
About I have not heard anything about Zab Girl.
For Oprah out here, y'all. Man. But like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's showing so much love to the channel. Everybody that's leaving positive comments in the comment section. I even want to shout out everybody that just clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate all of you as well. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let's see.
Oh, well then. Yeah, you're definitely logged in, so.
And I
get a call from somebody. Hi, Jamie Foxx. Took me to Quincy Jones's house.
He was asked by Quincy Jones to fuck him in the ass.
So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast. Rose recently called out Oprah on Twitter over her past associations with some controversial men.
It's like I'm only logged in on one device. That would be my phone.
That Jamie Foxx
I got that from my chat right now.
Prevent him from spilling the tea on the things that happen behind closed doors in Hollywood. Well,
Oh,
think
no.
again, because the rapper come actor has been on a roll recently. It seems that while everyone has been thinking Quincy Jones to be the gatekeeper of gay rituals in the industry, Fox might have just brought another name into the mix. The name here is not none other than Oprah. And not only is she above Jones in the ritual hierarchy, but it seems she might have actually set Fox up to be taken advantage of by Jones Dark, isn't it? I hate to be that person, but spoiler alert, this is...
So
just
tell me
the
about the
story
Zay girl and
stages.
true crime.
Generally, when Oprah's name is mentioned, everyone thinks icon. But the truth is actually that there's a lot about Oprah that most people do not know. I mean, yeah, her name has come up in one or two arguments about policies that should be enacted in the country, but there's a much deeper and darker side to the controversies surrounding the TV host.
Man.
This is why Jamie's seeming revelation sent the entire social media into a frenzy about how she could possibly have been involved in pimping him out to Quincy Jones. And as unexpected as it may seem, there's
crazy.
actually a lot of substance to the
Wow.
claim. Jamie Foxx has been an entertainment mainstay for decades now, with an Oscar and a Grammy under his belt, as well as a best-selling memoir. But in a recent interview with Access Hollywood's Scott Evans, Fox revealed that his career very nearly took a different turn until Oprah Winfrey
Seems
stepped
like
in to give
clickbait
him some
right here.
advice. In 2005, Fox was riding high from the critical acclaim he garnered for his performance as Ray Charles.
She looks weird. Where do you get all this stuff from, mister? Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't really appear in the main YouTube feed.
Can I ask you a question? It's a bit outlandish, but bear with me. Would you pay me $3 to see the gruesome, unedited autopsy photos of a murdered 11-year-old boy? Oh, no. Well, what if I told you that I was a true crime YouTuber? Would that change your mind at all? Hopefully you guys know me well enough to know that I would never give such an indecent proposal. At least not in public. Well, apparently a small-time true crime YouTuber named Zavgirl does not share the same sensibilities.
Zavgirl then proceeded to post them on her Patreon account, which is an account attached to her YouTube page.
Patreon,
And she charged her
Jesus.
followers money to see the autopsy photos. For $3, you could see little Gannon's body. She was
What the
making
hell?
money off of that little boy's autopsy photos. Autopsy photos of a severely beaten to death little boy.
Gannon Stopp was brutally murdered by his stepmother, Letitia Stopp. When investigators looked through her computer, they discovered several Google searches of her attempting to figure out how to defeat a polygraph test, even attempting to get one herself of the questions that she might be asked if she was charged with his murder, and she was even looking into getting plastic surgery so that she could evade police. She would originally try to say that she
attempting
was
damage
kidnapped and
control,
sexually assaulted, even going as far as to say that her stepson Gannon was also sexually assaulted, but all of that would turn out to be a lie, along with many, many other stories that she tried to tell. Her insanity plea did not hold up, and ultimately the autopsy would prove that she stabbed Gannon several times before shooting him point
Because I was
blank
gonna
in the
say, I
head,
mean,
putting him in a suitcase
the art
and
of making
throwing him
money.
into a river. Ultimately, she was given life in prison. There's a genre of YouTuber who really enjoys telling these stories in
Say that again?
a river. Ultimately, she was given life in prison. There's a genre of YouTuber who really enjoys telling these stories in full, and I am not part of that genre, though I am a huge true crime fan, I guess you could say. But this particular story was fascinating to me because it brought up a lot of questions that I think people are starting to ask themselves about the ethics of true crime content. There's an entire industry around these very gleeful retellings of these incredibly brutal events. And for me, even as a person who enjoys true crime, that aspect of it has always kind of given me the ick. Because I guess even though I am fascinated with some of these stories and the reasons why they happen and, you know, how people get into these situations, I still recognize that as not the best way to talk about some of this stuff. And in this particular situation, we do actually see how his family responds to people like Zev Girl taking their family tragedy and turning it into entertainment.
Yeah, and I think for me, like, what really pushed it over the edge was the charging the money. I mean, obviously posting it alone would be disgusting, but then charging money to see those photos, it's really, really just awful.
The word I use to describe it is evil, Brian. In my opinion, it's just evil. Like, the world got enough information from the trial to have every discussion they want to have. Why do we need to go have freedom of information request and pay for this kind of information and then dishonor my son by putting these photos out there like that? I mean, the world got to see it. I don't know how well you followed it, but the only day I chose not to come to the trial was the day that they showed the autopsy photos. Now I feel like I can't even go on YouTube without the possibility of accidentally coming across these photos.
Okay, so personally, I really don't even understand how she thought this was okay. Obviously, I think that there's an explanation, which I'll get to a bit later, but I think when I heard about this the first time, it just shocked me because there's so many steps you would have to go through before you would get these pictures. She apparently was able to get them through the Freedom of Information Act, and, you know, she had to compile them and put them together and put them on Patreon. And I guess for me, there's just several steps along this process that would tell me that maybe I shouldn't be the one doing this. Now, when people first started calling her out, she initially got very, very defensive and decided to essentially go on her community page and argue that some people are able to objectively look at these brutal autopsy photos. She kept saying that she was able to look at them in an unemotional way, essentially. And for me, that is the exact problem. I think what becomes kind of clear in some true crime content is this idea that the people who make this content aren't often really thinking about the people behind the stories that they're telling. And the fact that their families are going to have to, whenever they search up their family members dying, see these videos of people cheerfully speaking about their deaths. Obviously, most people recognize it as something that should not have happened, something that's tragic, you know, that she lit up the room or whatever. People who are true crime, you know, people have heard those comments all the time. But at the end of the day, there is something to be said about the callous nature of feeling so comfortable treating these stories like entertainment. And as I said, I'm guilty of it. I would just think that the death of a child is sensitive enough for people to maybe think that maybe they shouldn't make content like this or upload stuff like this. But for me, her feeling so comfortable with doing this really speaks to the detachment that a lot of people have to the reality that these are real people who have families that are alive and would feel a certain way if you talk about them a certain way. Now, I think one of the reasons why I also wanted to talk about this is because I've mentioned it in passing in the past 2 videos of mine, but my mother recently passed away. She died very unexpectedly, and because I'm the oldest and because my father and my brother have their own health issues that they have to deal with, I'm the person who has to take care of everything. And I had to, unfortunately, sit with my mother after death and view her body. And that was the first time I've ever been in front of a dead body. And I'll say that it didn't shock me as much as I was expecting it to. I think it's because it was my mom and because I'm familiar with her and because I love her. It was hard for me to see her like that. That was my mom in her most vulnerable and indefensible position ever. Right now, we are waiting to get the death certificate. We don't really know what the cause of death is. I'm probably going to assume that it wasn't, you know, any malpractice or anything crazy like that. But let's say that it is. Let's say that this became something where people were looking into the death of my mother and trying to find her autopsy photos, and somebody was, you know, taking those pictures and putting those pictures on the internet and charging people money. Like, that thought repulses me and makes me incredibly angry, especially because that would be her at her most vulnerable, indefensible position. This was a child that got murdered before it was his time to go, right? And so the idea of that especially not being something that bothers her really bothers me. And I think that speaks to some people's detachment from, again, the reality of all of this. The very thought that I would have to at some point deal with some people who are just looking for entertainment, looking at her dead body, is just so viscerally upsetting to me. And I feel like I might not have really felt that way until I lost my mom. Here's a person who I love, who I care so much about, who I know cared so much about me, and she's sitting in front of me dead. It is, if you've ever been in that situation, it is one of the hardest things ever. And the idea of those photos floating around, it makes me incredibly angry. Now, Zev Girl would go and upload.
I was gonna say that she was okay until I saw this. And she's on Patreon herself. And she's asking people for money. That was 6 days ago. Edited to help out with her mother. So, I mean, she's in the same realm.
I've not seen this apology. We're going to watch it together.
This one is in this. Oh, she was just about to mention the. Wait.
Can I?
That was 10 days ago. She's late to the party then.
Hi everyone. If you're listening to this, then you likely know about the last few days. I want to apologize to everyone I've hurt, but especially Cannon's family. I've been doing some major soul searching and reflecting. There are many trying to define my motivations, and while I'm not looking for forgiveness or trying to make excuses, I do hope to provide additional context that has not been made clear. I have followed the Letitia Stout case closely, and it was actually during the trial that I made the official records request. And it was in El Paso County, Colorado. I requested all the video, audio, and written records. I made no request for autopsy photos. I wanted all trial records, but my main interests were interviews with Letitia. The autopsy photos just happened to be in the files. I spent time reviewing what I received so I could provide more info from the trial. I believe many of my images were already shown during the televised trial, and I saw the photos on other public YouTube channels that live streamed the trial and shared the evidence. I didn't think any of the images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with the coroner's voice was my own creation. I chose to put the video on Patreon because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security, and I naively thought they wouldn't be made public. The video I created with a voice from the coroner wasn't meant to be shared outside of Patreon, and I chose not to put the photos on YouTube, a public forum, where the views would have allowed me to make more money, and the photos would be seen by more people. Because the video was placed behind a paywall, rumors about the images not being blurred or being different than what was shown in trial started to surface. No photos shows genitalia. I have made no jokes about the photos. I don't even cuss on my channel, and I would never allow derogatory remarks about a victim. I realized my intentions were not communicated well. My channel style is sort of me hanging out with friends and speaking off the cuff, and I did not articulate my reasons or think my decision through. At this time, my Patreon website has been shut down. I am not sharing any of the photos or video anywhere, although you can see the photos published on other popular channels. Nothing you see is from me, nor will ever be. To those who have supported me and followed my channel, and to the true crime community, I'm sorry I let you down. I cannot imagine the pain Gannon's family has gone through. My anger over what happened to Gannon is the reason I started following the case. I'm not this evil, heartless person like many are saying, but I'm also doing a lot of self-reflecting and I'm looking into sensitivity training. I did not want to add to the family's loss with anything I said or shared about this case. And it will be a long time before I ever trust myself or my decisions again. To Gannon's family, I have no words that can make this better. No one should have to ever go through what you guys have been through. I am so very sorry for any pain that I have caused you.
Huh. Okay. That was a quick apology, wasn't it?
All right, the new hit film Sound of Freedom is taking the country by storm. It is quickly...
Hi, everyone.
The Sesh Podcast, episode 139, take 1.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to The Sesh. I am Kendall.
And I am Janelle, reporting in from Denver, Colorado.
Yes, from sunny Denver.
It is hot as balls, but not as hot as other places, like
Not
the
as
Florida
hot as
Ocean.
us.
That's right. Nothing's as hot as us.
The Florida Ocean be
Damn,
super
that's a
hot.
long
Yeah,
one.
that's
Holy crap.
Those fish be dead.
It's fucked.
I mean,
It's fucked
just fucked. So brutal.
Responsible. They're good people. I'm friends with a bunch. I was just texting with a buddy a little while.
Autopsy video, Gannon's autopsy, Gannon Stauch autopsy photos and video. God, I'm shaking. I'm so pissed off. What brings someone to do something like that and not see
She's
anything
shaking.
wrong with it?
What the
Well,
hell?
first because the way that she got them was she submitted a request,
A Freedom of Information
Act request, yeah, for the pictures, and then paid for them herself, and then charged people to go look at them, which that's a whole other thing. And that there's actually a great interview from News Nation we'll watch about the conversation of random civilians being able to access this type of stuff.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that you can actually pay to get things like that.
Yeah.
It should be illegal in all states, and in some states it is illegal.
Yeah.
Not here in Colorado, apparently.
No.
Because that's where she got them from. There was some talk over maybe she got them from Florida.
Because in Florida there was a
is
bill
law.
passed, and again we'll watch a clip that explains more of it. But yeah, she did it in Colorado.
So this really, you know, obviously people started saying, dude, what the fuck, a while back. But News Nation really blew up the story. Brian Enton, the man, love Brian Enton. He broke this story on July 11th. And here are some of the clips. I want to just play what he said. I think it's interesting to hear it.
Something that just has me really, really upset. And I don't usually stay mad about things, but this is one of those things that I can just still sort of feel myself fuming over. Normally, I'm even tempered. You kind of have to be when you cover crimes the way I do. But I've always been very, very sensitive when it comes to grieving families. And when people hurt victims' families, especially people with big platforms, to make money, it just really, really gets me. You may remember the story of Gannon Stauch, the Colorado 11-year-old was stabbed 18 times by his stepmother. He was hit in the head.
Isn't that so wonderful?
He was shot, and then he was stuffed in a suitcase and left under a bridge in Florida. It was an awful, awful story. You see that little face there. Well, his stepmother, Letitia Stauch, was convicted in May of killing the little boy. The judge said it was the most horrific case that he had ever seen in his entire career. Little Gannon's bedroom, just to give you an idea how bad this was, it had blood all over the walls, a blood-soaked mattress, the carpet was soaked, even the concrete under the bed was blood-stained. So to say that this was a brutal killing would really just be an understatement. The trial got a lot of coverage, especially from true crime YouTubers, and I gotta say, I know a lot of the podcasters out there. Most of them are really, really responsible. They're good people. I'm friends with a bunch. I was just texting with a buddy a little while ago, a YouTuber. They're ethical, they're victim-focused, but you know how it is. There are always bad apples in the group. Really, really bad apples who cross the line and exploit families, grieving families, to make money. I never even heard of this one YouTuber there, Zav Girl, until a bunch of you started messaging me last night. She calls her YouTube page a true crime channel and writes in the description, I feel it's really important to give victims of these tragic crimes a voice when they don't have one. And she has almost 100,000 subscribers. But for some reason, Zav Girl thought it would be a good idea to put in a Freedom of Information request for little 11-year-old Gannon's autopsy photos. And they actually released the photos to her. She had to pay. They released the photos and she got them.
So in that clip, I think Brian might be saying his name slightly wrong, and I'm pretty sure it is Stauk. We just confirmed it with another news clip. That's what I always understood it to be. Now, Gannon's family has been very hurt by this, obviously. I can't imagine why anyone other than people who need to see these photos for the case, for, you know, because it's their job, would want to see these just for, what, fun?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're
This shit's got a
creepy
hell of a
and
delay. What
curious.
the hell?
Yeah, I don't get why you would pay for that. That's a whole other thing to think about. Like, yeah, she put them on there, but who the fuck's paying for that?
I know.
Why would you
The
ever
people
want
that
to
are
see
buying
that?
it, like she has
Yeah.
members.
Why would you want to see that ever? And you really even?
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God, it is so sick. So his family's been pissed off, and here's his dad, who is.
Oh God, is she popping up now? Oh my God. Guess this is what I get for not being signed in. Son of a bitch. Or actually, you know what? Just screw it.
A federal judge in California has blocked a Biden administration policy that severely restricted who can apply for asylum here in the U.S. The policy was put in place in May when COVID restrictions expired. It has coincided with a sharp decline in illegal border crossings. The rule disqualifies most migrants unless they have applied online or sought protection from another country they passed through. The judge stayed his ruling for 2 weeks to allow the government to appeal.
Well, isn't that really nice of them? Okay. You know, Betty's heartbroken. Can't believe I'm having a little bit of an itch to play Star Citizen. This is crazy. Oh, God. What is it? Crap. Let me see here. Not now. All right. Now I'm in the game. I got so many devices. I mean, shit. So much shit. So. Okay. You still there, mister? He did that 5 days ago? Did he really? Oh, this thing was just a goddamn nightmare. The One Piece thing. Oh my god.
We would be honored if you would. Giant freaking robot Hollywood A-lister Keanu Reeves has reportedly shot a scene for the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte. It looks like he's going to finally make a cameo in the Star Wars universe. This news has sent shockwaves through the Star Wars fandom, with many speculating on the nature of Reeves' role in the highly anticipated series. Giant Freaking Robot reports that Keanu Reeves, best known for his roles in the Matrix and John Wick franchises, has filmed a cameo for Star Wars The Acolyte.
I
This
guess you
series
two
set
could
around
do
a
that.
century
Oh
before
well.
the events of the prequel films is one of the most highly anticipated additions to the Star Wars universe.
Three Jedi trapped in Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi tomb? What the hell? The identity of three Jedi trapped in Fortress Inquisitors. Inquisitores? Yeah. Did he change his name? Actually, I like that pop out. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot.
Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News. I'm Board Gamer and we are going to take a look at what's happening this week in Star Citizen and summarise what happened over the last few days. This time we'll also take a look at a dev response on why Star Citizen aliens don't look, well, that alien. Star Citizen Alpha 3.20, the next major patch, is in Evocati, that super early testing phase. We know that they are testing things like master modes, with a clear breakdown between nav quantum travel mode and SCM sort of combat mode. Clan Imperium are apparently pushing to have a Wave 1 PTU, which will be out to more people, and we can actually talk about it a lot more. Can't talk about the current build or anything because it is an Evocati build. I'm an Evocati member, and I'm NDA'd, non-disclosure
I'm gonna be honest,
agreement.
Pretzel music
We will
really does
apparently have that
suck.
Wave 1 PTU in the near future, whatever that means. I'm hoping that this addresses desync and persistent entity streaming issues. That is something that is still a big problem with Star Citizen, and with some refinement, the game could be in a hugely better state. I am really enjoying 3.19.1, the latest current build, but there's a huge amount that could be done to improve that, and when they run dynamic events, everything seems to break. I say everything. It's not the best experience when they have these dynamic events, and I would like to be able to enjoy Xeno Threat and the Siege of Orison and stuff like that, and really get into the game. Also, the Foundation Festival is coming to an end on the 31st of July. Players can still claim free rewards, and when they use the guide system, there are also discounted Foundation Festival starter packs and a little bit of a mini ship sale on currently, so get involved with that if you would like to. We are still waiting on a post-mortem review of Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 and 3.19 coming from Cloud Imperium. Really looking forward to that, because they will hopefully identify a load of the problems with those builds, explain why everything broke in the first half of the year, and tell us about the things that did go right and how they can stop the bad things from happening again. So what's happening this week in Star Citizen? Later Tuesday, the narrative team brings us the monthly Galactopedia update, so they choose a couple of star systems and some planets and companies, and basically give us a bit of a lore update on them. It's often pretty cool, and one day we're going to have the Galactopedia in-game as well, so it'll be like part of the Moby Glass, whatever, and sort of get filled out as you move around the verse, but obviously have a lot of common information in there as well. Really, really useful. Wednesday, we're going to see a roadmap update. This might have some additional Alpha 3.20 features confirmed, and some other additions to the tracker showing bits beyond that. Thursday, Inside Star Citizen returns. We're catching up with the gameplay feature team to take a look at an early prototype of the next iteration of Salvage Munching, which sounds pretty awesome. We know that the Vulture and Reclaimer at a larger scale admittedly, will both be able to make use of the mechanic, basically blowing chunks off ships and then crunching them up into cubes. This had previously been known as more salvaging as well, MAW. Friday, we don't have a Star Citizen Live this week, but we do have a summary of last week's. So Star Citizen Live last week was called
Let's see, Mr.
Making
What?
Ship Up
Whoops.
3. There wasn't much in the way of tangible, relevant dev info or news here, but
What do you mean
we had
free
senior
candy?
concept artist Alberto Petrono, and he began as a vehicle artist and then moved on to concept art,
Hardcore.
looking like he's specializing in ships and vehicles. We did find out that
Frickin'
there's
Canadians.
at least two plus unannounced ships that they're currently working on. In the show, they kit bashed several Origin hover tank very early rough concepts. So they had pre-baked some
What's his name? You said Anthony what? It's not even popping up yet. Okay. What's with all these YouTubers, dude?
Attempted public mischief over videos posted online.
Like, dude, what's with all these YouTubers gone bad? My God.
Fake crimes, all in an effort to boost his followers. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us live in studio with the latest on this. Kimberly?
Well, Graham, it's a bizarre case that's unfolded from online influencer Anthony Gagné, also known as Gagné Power, who allegedly faked crimes to gain popularity on the social media platforms. Now, according to Gatineau police, an investigation began in May after they received a complaint of someone driving around in a truck with candy written on it.
Free candy. Oh my God.
Gatineau police allege their investigation uncovered videos dating back to
Obviously, this person has some mental health issues.
crimes in order to get visits from various police departments, including the FBI, and to increase his online popularity. Now, several videos posted to TikTok show his content with the title, "Trying to Get Police at My Door." Police say despite visits from officers, the videos continue. Well, Gatineau police executed a search warrant at Gagné's home on July 5th and seized items including 3 cell phones, a computer, fake blood, a balaclava, and a gas mask. Gagné is now released on bail. His condition restrictions include being prohibited from sharing or publishing content on social media, including TikTok and YouTube. Trisha?
All right, CTV's Kimberly Fowler reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
Did the word volunteer ever get spoken in your 30-minute meeting with?
Oh god, going around free candy. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Charged an online.
Yeah, we're talking about stupid TikTokers again. Honestly, every day without fail, I can go on that app and
Think this is just a TikTok thing?
see someone doing something very stupid for a little bit of attention, and technically I'm kind of giving them what they want, but this person in particular is now banned from posting because of what he did, so I guess this doesn't really benefit him in the slightest. Because today we're talking about a TikToker called Gagne Power. As we can see here, this is his second account, because
Gagne
his
Power.
first account got suspended, and he's legally not even allowed to post at all anymore. But his main account had over 400,000 followers.
Okay,
and his
I
content was
am
primarily
so done
him
with
trying to
pretzel
get the
music.
FBI
Because pretzel music is so damn bad.
which is an interesting concept. And the way he would do this is by simulating crimes, trying to make it look like he's about to commit a crime, but then wouldn't, but it would be enough for like the FBI to show up at his door and then find out that nothing's actually happened. Which, if you aren't already aware, is illegal. You're not allowed to intentionally deceive a police officer to like start an investigation or whatnot, right? And for Anthony Gagne here, he found out that the hard way. I guess he technically got what he wanted. Maybe he didn't realize that what he was doing was actually illegal. He was just hoping the FBI would show up and be like, oh, nothing's going on here. They would leave, and then his series is completed. But yeah, like I said, it didn't really work out like that. But before we go into the actual information of the arrest, let me just show you the type of content that Anthony Gagne would post. Now, it's very hard to find a bunch of these videos because his main account is now deleted, but I do have a few clips from some certain videos.
For a drop of
and this is the
clout.
type of shit he would do. So, for example, we have this video from his...
Good, I mean, apparently breaking the law is just a stepping stone to fame.
Took this barrel and removed, like, the cat symbol.
Turn this up just a little bit.
Which is a brand, and he's changed it to have like this chemical hazard side instead. And from what I can tell from the articles I've read, is he was just
It's like I have the chat popped up elsewhere. I'm like, there we go.
This is one of these videos where Leon lists all his credentials, you know, doctor, professor, philanthropist, gynecologist, etc., and then says he's here to teach us on how to not be stupid on social media. And you would be right, but today I'm just a little bit too confused that I can't muster up the energy to list all my credentials, but I will tell you that I'm here to teach you ways to not be stupid on social media. You gotta understand something. Clout is one hell of a drug. You got all these social media apps, you got the new trend of NPC TikToks, you got all these people fiending for attention online. Some people have great ideas, some people have okay ideas, and then in this example, you have very stupid ideas, which could get
Influence
you
or
in hot water.
power.
It is yet
Okay.
another example of not every controversy is gonna be a net positive for you. Put a pin in that, because I'm gonna come back to it later. TikToker is arrested after driving with a free candy van to get police attention. TikTokers are going to great extremes to boost their popularity by walking into strangers' houses and making threatening remarks to random people, all in the name of content. However, these controversial videos have a tendency to land viral creators in hot water, and that's exactly what happened to Gatineau, Quebec man Anthony Gagne, terrible name, after he drove around in a van giving out free candy. According to police, Gagne Power, terrible online username, was arrested after police stumbled across his TikTok account after receiving a tip and found several videos trying to get the attention of the cops. In a press release, Gatineau police explained how their investigation began when they received a complaint about Gagne driving a van with the words free candy painted on it to attract children. Following this complaint, the SPVG had to open an investigation during which the police identified several videos featuring Anthony Gagne, who simulated crimes in order to have have the visit of various police services, including the FBI. In another of his videos, Gagne put on a black balaclava and carried a hammer toward a bank at nighttime, pretending to rob it. And on July 5th, the cops searched his home, discovering numerous electronic items in addition to a gas mask, a balaclava, fake blood, and a vehicle rental contract. He was charged with attempted public mischief. And you might be wondering, if you haven't already typed it in the comments already, that this is something a lot of people do in order to get attention online. Look at that Mizzy guy who's going around being a public nuisance. He's getting online attention. He was something popular for about a week, and then no one's talked about him since, and no one cares because obviously we're just waiting for the inevitable of him getting got and then coming back to say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And to anyone who thinks all this publicity is something positive, all publicity is good publicity, I would just like for you to know one extra detail. As part of his release, he is prohibited from uploading content to social media, including YouTube. His own TikTok account has been purged. So you did all that to get the attention of the FBI, the regular police, the mall cops, the school police officers.
Well, now he's notorious.
And you achieved nothing. Whatever clout you wanted to get from this, you ultimately lost because you were so focused on the likes and getting the attention of people who will arrest you, you didn't realize the possibility of your online presence being restricted because you wanted to play a stupid game and play a stupid prize. And to think it's a good idea to drive around in a van that has free candy on it, knowing the implications with that, and to also pretend like you're robbing a bank, it's no surprise that you came to this conclusion because obviously anyone who's being a public nuisance to society is going to have the FBI and the cops on their ass on a routine basis because they're not wasting time on trying to figure out if, oh, this TikToker is just waiting for us so he can say it's a prank, bro. They're going to act when there's a reason to act. And it sets the precedent for the example I've shown numerous times with all you people who are so desperate for online attention that you start fucking with regular people doing everyday tasks. Eventually, you gonna get got. And I'm sorry, I'll say it loud and proud. In my Pac-Man hoodie, my pink hat, any of the things, including my white privilege card, which always gets me away with everything in regards to race, it does not matter that you feel so comfortable in doing that. If you come upon a situation where you are annoying the wrong person at the right time, they're going to give you the result you desperately did not want. And I'm sorry, saying it's a prank, bro, is not gonna save your ass. I don't feel bad for anybody who comes upon this conclusion because that's what you get for fucking with regular people who don't find it amusing.
I guess he wasn't raised on Jackass.
When you're bothering them at the store.
Some circumstances that could actually be really funny.
At the ATM, they sitting on their porch, they have kids around, it don't matter.
Tonight we're learning more about what led to a shooting inside the food court at Dallas Town Center.
Alan Colley is accused of shooting a 21-year-old man in the stomach yesterday afternoon. Tonight he's in jail. And this is video of police making the arrest. You can see the suspect on the ground as police move in and...
It's like, bitch, get down.
Find a gun on the ground.
Yeah, as you can imagine, it was a scary scene. With shoppers running quickly to safety, Dallas Town Center was closed for the rest of Sunday, but tonight it is back open for business.
Probably feels quite a bit
Gotta hate media.
different, though, after all of that. Today, our Matthew Torres spoke to the victim's family and...
It was a scary situation. We were all terrified. It was a terrifying scene. But hey, the mall is open today. Because that was yesterday.
Matthew, did they say what may have caused all of this?
Well, Leslie, to be clear, this is still under...
You know, I watch a lot of, what would it, well, I've been listening to a lot of RFK and stuff like that with the pharmaceuticals and when these like antidepressants really started to come in and the effects that they have on people, and I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was on something.
Investigation by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, but according to the victim's family, he was creating some sort of a prank video for his YouTube page and interacting.
Update. Oh, on Anthony real quick. Shit. Oh, I mean, it's just, oh, in terms of like the pranks. He's probably on drugs, honestly. He's probably on depressants. I don't... I avoid depressants like the plague. I avoid any medications. I've even lowered my sugar intake. You know, I was raised on a lot of, you know, with the jackasses and like that realistic, like 2000 humor, the 2000s humor, and it's like, the prank stuff was always like big and stuff like that, so that's where it comes from. But obviously, times have changed, and it's not, people don't find it as funny. But yeah. I don't necessarily advise that kind of stuff. I think, you know, well, he's notorious, so he's in that little notorious area, you know, obviously people remember him. So maybe that's the goal, is to get that.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area, but this was a single act done by herself.
For days, the investigation captured national attention, but skepticism quickly grew when police were unable to verify her story.
Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened here?
That's the $100 question.
Earlier this month, Russell went missing for just over 48 hours after calling 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
In her initial statement to police, Russell claimed that she was abducted by a man with orange hair and a woman who brought her to a home, forced her to undress, and took nude photos of her. Throughout the investigation, police say they found no evidence of an abandoned toddler, also detailing internet searches made by Russell shortly before the incident, including what's the cost of an Amber Alert, a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, and the 2008 film about an abduction, Taken.
My client apologizes for her actions to this community. We ask for your prayers for Carly as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward.
Alabama community, really?
That she made a mistake in this matter.
Could you imagine having to defend that
Police say they are in conversations
as
with
a
the
lawyer?
Jefferson County DA's office right now about possible criminal charges. As for Russell's boyfriend, he posted on Facebook about the false narrative, saying he was blindsided by it and the entire family was reacting, Craig, out of love and genuine
I need to
concern,
know
and they are, quote,
motivations,
disgusted
like why.
by the entire outcome of the situation.
What is she hiding?
Sam Brockforce there. Sam, thank you. Hey, thanks for watching.
It's like,
Don't
why
miss the Today Show
would she
every
do
week.
it? Just mischief? What? I don't understand why someone would do something like this. I don't... What is she trying to run from? But why would she, like, do that? What's going on through her brain? Like, was she trying to run from something? Is she trying to get away with something? What's she trying to do? Someone said she just wanted to be seen on TV. I don't know. It seems like she was covering up something. Does anyone else have anything like Oh, that's her attorney? Oh.
Well, tonight the attorney of Carly Russell speaking out after a
this should be
meeting with
good.
the joins us live
How are you
in
gonna
the newsroom with
this should be good. How are you gonna defend her?
more on the story that is continuing to gain statewide
Just wanted
as
attention
well as
from her boyfriend?
nationwide attention. Robert, what did her attorney have to say today?
Oh my God.
Yeah, hey, Mike Russell's attorney did confirm that he expects charges to be filed against his client for faking her own disappearance. Now, this morning, Emory Anthony met with the Hoover police chief. This is about his client, Carly. There's this read a state that the 25-year-old nursing student was not abducted along the highway of I-459 in Hoover the night of July 13th, and she did not see a child walking along the interstate. Today, the meeting with the police department was short and a productive one.
It's a great meeting, a short meeting, just to try to identify some things about where we go from here. Responsibilities
You poor sucker.
that we need to take care of. But it was a great meeting, and I want to commend the Hoover Police Department and the Chief of Police for their action and how they have handled everything. So hopefully we can get to the end game, as they say.
Sounds like a very nice guy. No wonder why he was suckered
Now,
with
Anthony
it.
says
Oh my
he
God.
always wants to make sure his client is taken care of as she is dealing with some issues. He also asked for prayers for them all, including the police department at this time. Stay with WDHN as we continue to follow this case on any new developments.
Oh my
Mike?
God.
All right, Robert, thanks so much.
I feel so bad for the attorney, don't you? Don't you, mister, feel bad for that dude? They have to defend her. Oh God, that's dark. Oh, really? Oh man. Well, now what if she was doing that just for his attention? What is she gonna do after he broke her heart? Jesus. Just wow.
Oh, to all the investigators on TikTok with y'all degrees and shit. Let me remind you that a leaked text message or DM is not a credible source. It could be altered.
She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby.
What was it say?
She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She claims he then forced
this
her into
guy's
a car,
funny.
and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female.
That didn't age well.
Okay. Okay. Oh my God.
Something like this takes place, I was just gonna sit back and watch. But it is increasingly annoying to me how we come into this situation or whatever lame duck excuse anybody, because she reported of a toddler being on the side of the road and went to go check on that child and then went missing. Now, as of...
Could you imagine, like, her mental, like, state? Like, imagine the kind of state that someone has to be in to be so disillusioned that they come up with a scheme like that.
Me stating all of this to you, she has been found and she is safe with her family.
Days after she went missing following an alarming 911 call, Carly Russell is safe and back at home.
Yes, her loved ones of the Hoover woman breathing a sigh of relief.
But is she safe? If she's making these types of scenarios and actually trying to complete them like this. Is she really safe? Are the people in her home safe? Are people safe from her? She's able to concoct this. What is she not willing? Well, I mean, what is her...
After they faced emotional surges moving throughout our state and beyond.
And this
What
morning
can't she
we're
do,
learning more about what
basically?
led up to that disappearance. WBTM 13's Patsy Douglas is joining us live from Hoover this morning. Patsy, walk us through the latest timeline from police.
So a normal person would like not do something like that, or just a common sense minded person would not do that because they would think about the actions of like, or the consequences of something like that. You would think.
Information of what we know right now is that
The fact that she didn't think about it or disregarded it means that she's probably a danger to those around her.
But the days led up to her return has been a journey. Now, Hoover police
Does she have,
say
like,
Carly
psychosis or
Russell
something?
left work at the Summit Shopping Center about 8:30 on Thursday night and went to a nearby restaurant in Colonnade to pick up dinner. Investigators reporting that she then got on 459 and started driving home. About 9:30, police say Russell called 911 saying she saw a toddler in a diaper on the side of 459. She then called a relative to tell them about the situation, but the call got lost. Families' concerns grew. During that moment, police rushed to the scene and found her car and belongings on the side of the interstate.
See, I didn't realize
After
how
family
that
and
it turned
crew
into like
spent
a
all
big
of
nationwide
Friday
thing.
and even Saturday searching, she finally returned home about 10:45 Saturday night. And Hoover police say they've had conversation with Carly, but as of now, those details have not been released just yet. Back to you guys.
And Patsy, I'm sure this has been an emotional roller coaster for her loved ones.
Yeah, what are they saying, Patsy, now that she's safe and back at home?
Well, Carly's mom, her name is Talitha Russell, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw that Facebook post, but she is very thankful for the community's support. She also said in that statement that she is thankful for the hard work that many of them have been doing for her daughter, and she also says God is faithful and has answered some of her prayers. We are so grateful to each of you. We all the acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion you have shown. Her mother went on to say that their privacy, as they want privacy as they love on their daughter right now. And of course, she plans on giving out a statement as well very soon on the what exactly happened to Carly, but we haven't got that information just yet.
And if I were just somebody who had a Disneyland mindset, I could clap my hands and say everything is right with the world. But I have numerous questions.
Did she pay for the
that
hotel
need
herself?
to be answered, because it's important to answer them no matter how much people want to say things like, you know, some of you really need to get a life. Carly Russell has been found, and because she's not dead, suddenly it was a hoax and you have questions and yada yada. Fuck you and your I watch true crime shows quasi-intellectual bullshit. First of all, I don't watch true crime. I think it's pointless. And as of the past week, true crime's taken a hit in credibility. So that means absolutely nothing to me. I don't even want
dude.
True crime's taken a hit.
That's so funny. YouTubers are charging $3. Oh yeah, that one, and then this. Okay, yeah.
Hidden credibility. So that means absolutely nothing to me. I don't even want to put my chips into saying it's an outright hoax. Why? Because there's not a lot of information out there to say it was a hoax. As I've told you all numerous times, with the, put a pin in this, numerous examples of people saying something, it catching a lot of media attention, and it turns out being fake. It's important to wait for more information. Because if you don't wait for that information, you will be looking stuck, dumb, and stupid, betting your chips on one side. And with this entire situation, it's a bunch of people betting it all on one thing without just leaving a little room for speculation, because apparently speculation is nothing but hate. The speculations are insane. I don't care if she was high, tripping, got naked, and ran off. She was found alive. That was what the search and news coverage was about. She was missing.
Oh, really? Damn. Well, before I headed out, did you want to hear my Well, I kind of already told you my thoughts on it. I don't know. Actually, it just gives me more questions, really. But obviously, she's not well of a person. She's definitely not well of a... Yeah, and it goes to show you, sometimes with these things, you just probably better off just waiting and seeing what's going on. Is there any way you could, shit. I wish YouTube had like a community thing. I really do.
Sit back and wait. You can ask questions, but it's important to just let it all play out. Why? Because of course, when something like this gains a lot of traction, gains a lot of attention, and you have an ending that is so stupid, it prompts a lot of people to ask questions. All you gotta do is sit back and wait, and you will be getting everything you desire. For some reason, and I'm gonna need everybody to...
Wait. Oh, with the serious of it. Well, here, I'll save them. I'll check them out for when I get on next. So before I head out, mister, how's your headache? Has it been one of those ice pack nights? Oh god, I gotta stretch. Oh my god. Shoot. Oh my god. That's good. That's good. Coffee is my friend. Okay. Alright, well hopefully you continue to get better, mister. I'll see you around, alright? I appreciate you joining and chatting with me. Oh, and Carly Russell? Oh yeah, it's just terrible. Shouldn't be lying. National drama like that, I mean, it kind of hurts morale, someone's moral character. Like, no one can ever, like, believe her the same way or trust her. Like, she'll be consistently verified for her entire life. So, there are consequences for what she did. And the consequences is that no one will trust her the way that they did, if anyone could, before. So, it's kind of like a living in shame. So, alright, mister. You have a good one. I'll see you around then. So peace out. Peace out, y'all.